Well, welcome back to our YouTube channel and getting ready to head out to the Blue Ridge Mountain Parkway, first going from Rochester, New York to Enola, Pennsylvania, where I'm going to see some grandkids. And then on Monday, I'll head over to the Blue Ridge Mountain Parkway and ride a little bit of that. And I'll put some information on that in the near future. What I wanted to talk about as we take this little ride is just some of the things that have come up and things I've noticed and things that have been corrected. As I've said in the past, BRP Connect is just a real disappointment. I actually had it working beautifully on a ride. Everything worked. The screen was perfect. It was going through my headphones. Everything was just working flawlessly. I stopped at a store, did some shopping and things like that, came back in, and it was no longer connecting again. So it's just real frustrating in that sense. Genius Maps, I had complained in an earlier email, or excuse me, earlier YouTube channel how the sound wasn't overriding any music or whatever I had playing very well, and so it was difficult to hear it. And I got some feedback from DFW Spider Moose Richard, and suggested I check a few things, including see if there's any updates needed. I did those updates, and sure enough, Genius Maps sound now overrides it and works real well. I still have some concerns about how it doesn't always recognize construction, but it has worked real well since I implemented some of the things that Richard at DFW Spider Moose, his YouTube channel, suggested. So that's been nice. Another thing I've noticed relative to the Spider is the speedometer is about 2 to 3 miles an hour off. Now, that's really not unusual when you talk about motorcycles in general. My VTX 1300S was about 10 to 11 miles an hour off until I bought a chip that I was able to insert into the system on the VTX or the VX, yeah, VTX, Honda VTX, that made it so it was within tenths, 0.01% difference in the speedometer, and that was fantastic. I'm not going to worry about 2 to 3 miles an hour off that this Spider has. Curious if other people are having noticing discrepancies between what their speedometer reading is and what the actual speed is. But for me, it ended up to be 2 to 3 miles an hour. Lastly, I did talk in the past about my desire to go ahead and put ultimate seats on. The comfort seat just is not very comfortable. That comes with the RT Limited. So I'm just not impressed with that seat for long hauls. I want to put an ultimate seat on this at some time because I have good experience with ultimate seats, but it would be $1,245 for me to put that on. They don't do just a rider only in ultimate seats for the Spider RT, so that's a little disappointing. So when I do Route 66 again next year, I really got to think if I'm going to put the outlay out and get the ultimate seat. I know there's a benefit to it. I just don't know if I can justify it since I am going to take a longer time to do Route 66 this time around. So I'm not going to be putting 600, 700 miles on in a day. I'm only going to do 200, 300 miles a day. So I may not need the ultimate seat so bad, but I got to consider that and think about it. So enjoy some of the scenery as I head into Pennsylvania. And you'll see I get caught in the rain at one point, which was a surprise. But again, riding the Spider RT, rain is not a real big issue. I don't necessarily, strive to get into it, but it's you can still be quite comfortable. Your legs don't seem to get wet when you're riding with the Spider a little bit, but I think because of the size of the front end and things like that, it dispels a lot of the water. So unless it's coming in a downpour, it works pretty well. Yeah, here it is, the rain, and it just kind of came out of nowhere, and really got me wild. But like I say, within probably 5 minutes of riding after I got through this rain, which was just a short period of time, I was dry and everything was wonderful. So keep on riding, enjoy the ride. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions on some of the improvements for BRP Connect, that would be wonderful. I wish that BRP would be responsive to the complaints that are out there for BRP Connect, because there's a lot on spiderlovers.com, on YouTube channels. A lot of people are disappointed with BRP Connect. Hey, I'll mention one other thing. with the Genius Maps, it all of a sudden started taking me through all sorts of back country roads, and I was really thinking, oh, is there a mistake in this? Is it getting it wrong? But I decided to tough it out and keep following BRP Connect. Matter of fact, here's some of the back roads it took me on, but it ended up being a great alternative route. It basically bypassed a whole bunch of little cities that I would have had gone through, and all sorts of traffic. So I was actually ended up being impressed with the detour, if you will, that it gave me to avoid a bunch of city traffic. So Genius Maps is getting higher up for me in my appreciation. So enjoy the ride.